Let's talk about it, man. £7 million midfielders, fancy football. Don't know why I said it like that, but it's a big price point this year. There are so many players priced at 7 mil, and just under, you can see the third player right there, 6.5 million for Jacob Murphy. Will even be a starter. We'll discuss that in a moment. But there are so many players at this price point that I like. It's a nice price. It's not too expensive. It's not too cheap. You can see on the screen right now, we are drafting our premium forward line draft, which we're going to miss out players like Mo Salah, Cole Palmer. We're probably going to have a few of these 7 million midfielders in here to afford that expensive front line. But who do you go with at this 7 million price point? That is the question. For more fancy football and just regular football, Premier League, real life sports content, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell turned on. Follow me on socials. I post a few TikToks, mainly clips from these videos, so you're not really missing out if you don't follow me. I shouldn't say that. Go and follow me, get the numbers up, subscribe, hit the like button. You get me. I think logically, let's start at the top, work our way down. Let's talk about Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth play Liverpool on game week 1. It's not good. Not good. Not a good fixture. Bournemouth have lost a lot of players as well, especially in the defence, and they might still lose more. But going forward in the attack, Antoine Semenyo, he is gearing up to have a breakout year. I mean, last year you could call it a breakout. 11 goals, 7 assists. I can see another year of double-digit goals for Antoine Semenyo. 7 million is a nice price. In that same midfield, though, at the same price, and the player that I'm probably going to put in this draft, Justin Kluivert, 12 goals, 6 assists for him last year. I can see him again getting between 15 goals and assists on the season, double digits, possibly in goals and assists. If he can get 10 goals plus 10 plus assists, that'll be a sensational season for Kluivert from Bournemouth, and they need him to do it. He needs to put the team on his back, and I'm going to put him in as our first £7 million midfielder to the team. We spoke in depth about Alexander Isak, and I think Newcastle signed Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest to appease Isak, obviously his Swedish national teammate, and Isak might still leave, but double-digit assists last season for Anthony Elanga. If you ever watched any of Nottingham Forest games last year, this guy, oh man, he's an electrifying player. Every time I saw him get on the ball, got me feeling nicey. I'm putting Anthony Elanga in our team at £7 million. We might just fill this whole team with £7 million midfielders, honestly. The next player I want to highlight at the 7 million price point is Morgan Rogers. I spoke about Watkins a bit earlier in my team draft video. I think Aston Villa have a good chance to finish top 7 in the Prem this year, top 6 even. And their fixtures to start the season are looking nice, bro. I'm seeing Sunderland, Fulham, Burnley back to back as a trio in game weeks 5, 6, and 7. That screams points. Morgan Rogers was in my team last year from the beginning of the season, and he didn't leave. He was 5 million to start the season. He's got a big price increase to 7 million, and he probably deserves to be around that price with 8 goals, 11 assists. I will say, though, he did feel a bit inconsistent last year in FPL, but you let it slide because of his price point. But if he does the same thing again this season at 7 mil, you're going to be looking to transfer him out, I think. But Villa have good fixtures. He's going in the team. Next up is Jacob Murphy, third highest scoring midfielder at this price point from last season. 8 goals, 13 assists. Crazy season for Jacob Murphy. Only 6.5 as well, a bit cheaper than everyone else we've mentioned. But Anthony Gordon, you'd imagine, is the starting left winger. You'd imagine Anthony Elanga. Oh, Anthony squared. You'd imagine Elanga's going to be the starter over on the right wing. Jacob Murphy gets dropped for the season. Harvey Barnes on the bench too. Newcastle have a lot of options. Now that is a problem for FPL managers because it means rotation is scary. Especially with Newcastle being in Europe this season. Going to be a lot of games, a lot of tough games, high demand for this Newcastle team, and you'd imagine rotation might come, especially in the league. So Anthony Elanga even going into our FPL team is a bit of a risk. Same with Jacob Murphy. If you pick one of those players, it is a bit of a risk. Next player to highlight, Kevin Schade, famously known as Schade. Love Deluxe, one of my favourite albums of all time. Double-digit goals for him last season. What a season he had. And Brentford have just lost their top goal scorer, Brian Mbeumo, to Manchester United. So, they've lost 20 goals there with Mbeumo going. They need goals. Where are they going to get it from? Wieser, of course, will probably hit around 20, especially now he'll take over penalty duties from Mbeumo. But Kevin Schade, he has the chance to have a breakout season yet again. Double-digit goals. Maybe even, I mean, he only got 4 assists last season. You look 5+ assists for him. It's a good season. Only problem is, with Brentford losing so many players, Mbeumo included, they've lost Norgard, obviously, to Arsenal too. Are they going to struggle this season? I've got a Premier League prediction video coming out just before the start of the season where I predict the whole league table, which we can look back on after 38 game weeks and laugh at how little I know about football. Or maybe I know everything. Maybe I already know the script. Who knows? You'll have to wait and see. But I do have Brentford predicted very low in the Premier League table this season. I think they are going to struggle heavily. So putting a player in your FPL team who for a team you think is going to struggle heavily, is that a good idea? Doesn't sound like one. In a similar vein to Kevin Schade, where we need them to step up, or Brentford fans need them to step up because they have lost a big goal scorer, Brighton have lost João Pedro. Moment of silence because I love João Pedro. I also love, though, Kaoru Mitoma. 6.5 mil for him, so we're dropping down a little bit. Mitoma has the chance to just free reign now. He did it a lot last season, to be fair. That's how he ended up with 10 goals. But you remember, Pedro was injured for a while. Danny Welbeck was injured for a while. Mitoma is a guy who they need to rely on Brighton if they want to stay in the Premier League. Their fixtures don't look too bad to start off. You have Fulham, Everton, Man City, but then Bournemouth afterwards. Could be a nice start to the season for Mitoma, especially at that price point, 6.5. It's not bad. The beauty of putting in these £7 million midfielders too, as I break the fourth wall and open up OBS by accident. The beauty of putting in the 7 million midfielders, you can always drop them to one of these 6.5s if you do want to. The next player who I want to talk about is also 6.5 mil. His name is Iliman Ndiaye. I think I said it right. Everton start off with newly promoted Leeds away on opening day, then Brighton, who might struggle, Wolves, who I've got struggling too. Ndiaye, I think, might be Everton's pen taker too. I think if Everton score this year, it's going to come from Ndiaye. And at 6.5 million, I'm not mad at that price tag at all. I think he might actually be undervalued, which is crazy to say, because what did he get last season? 9 goals, no assists. Damn, yeah, okay. Maybe he's not that good of an option. But I expect double digits from Ndiaye. If not double digits, at least get a few more assists this season. But it's hard for Everton to score goals. That's been their problem. We have one of Arsenal's new signings in the team already, Victor Gyökeres up front. Another Arsenal new signing, £7 million on FPL. Noni Madueke. I'm a fan of Madueke. I think they've signed him to replace Martinelli over on the left wing. Will he be a rotation bench player, come in and out of the team? Will he be a starter? I don't know. That's why I'm staying away from Madueke, but I do like him. I saw Arsenal fans fuming at this signing. I don't understand that, because I think Madueke is a good player and probably better than Martinelli. So, I like it. If he's a starter, might be a good option. Someone I do think is a good player at the 6.5 million price point and probably going to go in our team. Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea. We've overlooked Cole Palmer in this draft. We've overlooked João Pedro. We need some Chelsea cover. I think we're going to go with Enzo Fernandez at 6.5 mil. Enzo got some good stats last year. 6 goals, 8 assists. I expect him to continue in this midfield, the little free roaming role that he has in that Chelsea midfield. He can do what he wants, really. Getting forward. Chelsea, great fixtures as well. Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Brentford to start the season. That's 4 wins right there. Also this year, midfielders, well, all players get defensive points. Enzo Fernandez, I guess he plays in that double pivot role, doesn't he? He's probably going to pick you up some nice clean sheet points, 10 clean sheets last season, but also this new clearances, blocks, interceptions point system. I imagine Enzo Fernandez might pick up a good few points from there. We're probably going to play 3-4-3. We've got 3 up front already with the premium strikers. We've got 4 in the midfield. Now we need a goalkeeper and 3 defenders. I forgot one more player at the 7 mil price point. That is Savinho from Man City. I think we need a root in the City team. We're not having Haaland, not having a City midfielder. I think Savinho might be our way into the Man City attack. 1 goal last season, but 11 assists. I expect a big increase in output from him in the goals department this year. And at 7 mil, I'm not mad at that price, but if you haven't seen my Man City rant yet, it's up on the channel. I hate picking Man City players in FPL because you never know who's going to start. But I think Savinho might be nailed on. But I hate saying nailed on with Man City. You never know. I'm going to take out Elanga, put Savinho in, because both of them are rotation risks. But I like Savinho better than Elanga, I think, for this season. 5.5 mil for Moises Caicedo is not a bad price. I just touched on that defensive point system which has been added this year. I don't know how much of an impact that's actually going to have. I can't remember the threshold is. I think it's 10 blocks, clearances and tackles, something like that, per game to get maybe 1 point. So I don't know how much of an impact it actually will have, but Caicedo at 5.5 could be an option. He's going to get you a goal. He averages 1 goal a season pretty much every year. Yeah, every year he's been in the league, he's averaged 1 goal a season. And you're going to get at least 2 assists from the season. So, might be a good option, even as your 5th midfielder for the bench, if you have money left over. And I'm trying to move on. I really am, to our defence, but one more midfielder to highlight. Mohamed Kudus. I actually really like this pick at 6.5 million. We mentioned a few other 6.5s before. I think this might be the best pick in the 6.5 million category, especially playing newly promoted Burnley on opening day. City away game week 2. Obviously, you're not expecting points there, really. Bournemouth and West Ham and Brighton back-to-back with Wolves, Leeds. Oh my days. Kudus getting the team. That's an insane run for Tottenham. Dominic Solanke up front might be a big shout too, but we're looking at more expensive forwards in this draft. I'm putting Kudus in the team. Now we have 5 midfielders, which we don't need. Maybe we can upgrade one of these midfielders to an even better attacking option. Let's make those transfers, confirm our team, see how we line up, because I've put way too many players in there. So we've got Morgan Rogers and Livramento on the bench. And yeah, we've got money to play with still. Let's see what we can change. 3.5 mil left in the bank despite the elite forward line that we have. Let's take out Savinho for now, because I said I was concerned about rotation with Man City. That gives us 10.5 for a new midfielder. Obviously, we could upgrade our goalkeeper too. Let's check the midfielders though. Around 10.5, we can even put in Cole Palmer. That's our 3 Chelsea players done now with Enzo, Palmer, Colwill. I guess though we can afford one nice midfielder. Let's talk about Liverpool's new signing, Florian Wirtz. 8.5 million. That's a lot of money. I think Wirtz could be sensational for us this year. He could play in the number 10. He could play as a false 9. I think regardless of where he plays, Wirtz is going to get us points at 8.5 mil. That is a nice option. I can't end this video though without talking about Manchester United. New signings, Bryan Mbeumo, 8 million. I've mentioned him a lot already in today's video. Before though, I mentioned with Gyökeres, the concern was his penalty goals being taken away by Bukayo Saka. Bryan Mbeumo, 20 goals, 9 assists last season. I can't remember the exact stat, but he scored a lot of pens last year in Mbeumo. He's not going to take them at United. You'd imagine it's going to be Bruno Fernandes with that role. At 9 mil, I don't like that price point for Bruno. I can't lie. If he was 8.5, I might consider. 9 mil though, I'm ruling Bruno out completely. However, Moises Cunha at 8 million, I like that price point. I can't lie. I like what Man United have going on with this new season. I hate to say it as a Liverpool fan, but their team is looking like it might cook this year. And I want to put Cunha in the team at 8 million, but I don't trust Man United. I don't trust Ruben Amorim. So what we're going to do instead for our expensive midfield slot, we're putting in Florian Wirtz. Let's go triple Liverpool. But again, the problem arises if we do sign Alexander Isak. One of these players has got to go, Ekitike or Wirtz. And I think for me, it'll be Wirtz out, probably Cunha in, as we've just mentioned. But yeah, man, I'm liking the look of this team. And we still have 2 million in the bank. Realistically, we could play 4 of these defenders with the 5 midfield and the 3 up front. The only bad option here is Luke O'Nien, who's not even going to play for 2 months. This team looks crazy. What am I missing? I guess just Salah, Palmer, and Haaland, isn't it? But if you abandon those premium, top, elite level options, but look at this forward line, Isak, Gyökeres, that's crazy. But look at the team that you can build if you do avoid that. Nobody really left in the team as a rotation risk. Again, maybe Ekitike, but if he doesn't play, our first sub is Morgan Rogers, which I'm not mad at. But that's a sensational team, in my opinion, in that draft. You might have some problems arise with captaincy. You know, usually if you want to get a high rank in FPL, you've got to follow the crowd. And it's always Haaland or Salah that gets the most captains in a game week. But I am a big fan of this draft, and we still have 1.5 in the bank to play with. We could even change Enzo to an 8 million midfielder like Cunha, like somebody we've already mentioned there. Or, I mean, we can't now, but we could take out Florian Wirtz. We can put in Cole Palmer and then just put our keeper back to a 4.5 mil. Like Marmadashvili, I don't know why it put him in there, but still, even that's an attractive team. And then you have Palmer covered. You just don't have Salah or Haaland, which is the scary part. But that team is solid, in my opinion. There's no weak points. Let me know what you think of this team in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the forward line. Do you like Isak as an option if he moves to Liverpool? Or even if he stays at Newcastle, is he a good option? What do you think about Gyökeres? How many goals do you think he'll get this season? Ekitike, is he a good option? Is this a gamble? I'm willing to take that gamble low. I'm all in. Shout out my boy Adventure Time. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and catch the next video when it goes live. Also, check out my FIFA series, bro. If you're into virtual football like FPL, you might be into FIFA too. I run the most electrifying, I've got to be quiet so I can't shout it like usual, the most electrifying career mode in YouTube history, bro. Check that playlist, check the FPL playlist, and get yourself up to date. A lot more videos dropping before the deadline on my birthday of August 15th. Our link is down below to join my league. Come and join the nameless FPL league. We've already got a bunch of people in here. Shout out to everyone on the screen. Hey, we've got a lot more people in here than I thought. Just shout out to everyone, bro, who's in already. But make sure you stay tuned for more FPL analysis, more real life sports analysis. NFL season's back soon. Got me feeling nicey, bro. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. Dreamers country. Let's ride.